There was a plane that fell apart mid-flight a couple of days ago, and wow, that was a wild story. I was waiting for some more information to come out before I covered it, and lo and behold, we actually have more questions than real answers, so let's take a look. Alaska Airlines cancels hundreds of flights after mid-air door plug blowout. Yeah, it wasn't even the emergency door that fell out. There was rivets or nuts that needed to be tightened that weren't tightened, and that ended up causing a bit of the fuselage to just break through, and somebody ended up getting their shirt sucked out the hole, but thankfully nobody died, and the pilot was able to make an emergency landing. Like, just wild, man. Alaska Airlines was forced to cancel 20% of its flights Monday after the Federal Aviation Administration ordered the grounding of some Boeing 737 MAX 9 planes in response to last week's mid-air ordeal that saw a door plug blow off mid-flight. Yeah, they were up in the air, by the way. This was like 20 minutes into the flight. This wasn't like after takeoff. There seems to be a depressurization problem, and then, oh no, we just need to go ahead and detour and maybe, I don't know, switch planes or something like that. No. They were up in the air. As of Monday morning, the airline had already axed 139 of its flights, according to FlightAware tracking site. The airline had canceled 165 flights, or 21% of its scheduled departures on Sunday, which the Seattle-based carrier said affected nearly 25,000 guests. Right, people that could potentially get sucked out of a busted plane. It wasn't immediately clear how many passengers would be affected by the latest cancellations. Well, if you go ahead and extrapolate that, they're somewhere in the same vicinity, right? Alaska Airlines said the cancellations would continue through the first half of the week. Comes after the FAA on Saturday ordered a temporary grounding of 171 Boeing 737 MAX 9 airplanes in order to run inspections in the wake of the Alaska Airlines mid-air incident. And there you go, there's a picture of it right there. Just an entire door just decided to, an entire side of a plane just decided to go bye-bye, bye-bye. But I think, by a bit of serendipitous luck, the two people that bought the seats that are closest to the ripped out section right there ended up missing that flight. That's what I hear. Haven't heard it confirmed or anything like that, but that's absolutely insane. They will remain grounded until the FAA is satisfied and they are safe, the agency said of the affected 737 MAX 9 jets in a statement on Sunday. In addition to Alaska, United Airlines is among the biggest user of those jets. United had canceled 221, or 8% of its scheduled departures by Monday morning, according to FlightAware, so now it's affecting other airlines as well. Okay, so the Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 was forced to make an emergency landing last Friday when the plane's door plug blew off and after takeoff from Portland, Oregon, trying to go to Portland, Maine, rather, leaving a gaping hole in the left side of the jet and threatening the safety of more than 170 people on board. Yeah, that would have been a little crazy. There's some video of the ordeal circulating, but it's just kind of superfluous to what we're talking about. Harrowing accounts have emerged from passengers in the wake of the ordeal. One woman, Emma Vu, of course, who said that she thought it could be her final message to her parents. Oh my God, here come the histrionics, okay? Not even the guy who ended up having his t-shirt sucked off, like a teenage kid, okay, was this irate. Please pray for me. I don't want to die. Masks are down. I'm scared right now, Vu wrote in her parents in text. Like, what are your parents going to do on that one other than just startle them? Like, what the hell are you doing? Door plug was later found by a Portland school teacher, okay, in his backyard. Probably while he was trying to plug a student. We know what goes on in Portland. Anyways, the National Transportation Safety Board said, we're really pleased that Bob found this. Yes, of course, said NTSB Chair Jennifer Homedy, who would only divulge the educator's first name. You don't really know. I don't really care who this guy is. We're going to pick it up and make sure that we'll begin to analyze it. Yeah, we'll try to get to the bottom of this situation. But like I said, there's more information coming out about this. And, well, it raises more questions than answers because, okay, cool. You're trying to get to the bottom of this. You're trying to analyze what ended up ultimately going wrong. So you're going to want to go to the old black box. Like, they're going to take care of everything. You're going to have all of your information stored right there. But the black box recorder from imperiled Alaska Airlines flight completely erased. You don't say. They even recovered the black boxes from the planes used on 9/11, but you don't have any information off of this plane that just explodes mid-flight. Okay, Okay, we have nothing. Investigators seeking answers to what caused an Alaska Airlines plane near catastrophic mid-flight blowout on January 5th are working without a key piece of evidence. Audio from the flight's black box cockpit voice recorder. National Transportation Secretary Board Chair Jennifer Homendy said in a press conference in the in-air flight audio of Alaska Airlines Flight 1282, which was carrying 171 passengers, had been lost amid the chaos of making an emergency landing at Portland International. I'm sorry, what we lost? We lost the saved data on the plane due to the chaos of the emergency landing. Something doesn't make sense there. The cockpit's voice recorder was completely overwritten, and there was nothing on the cockpit voice recorder. Yeah, I doubt that. I doubt that highly. Current Federal Aviation Authority regulations only require black boxes to record 2 hours of flight audio, including pilots' voices, any incoming or outgoing radio transmissions, or any engine sounds. Of course. At the 2-hour mark, any captured audio is automatically recorded over for the next 2 hours. Interesting. Very convenient. Wouldn't you think they would have learned from other aerial issues to maybe, I don't know, record a little bit more of that data? Maybe that's just a design flaw with a 737 MAX jet. I'm sorry, these are 787 MAX jets. What are 37s? Bigger? Smaller? Who knows? Which have been scheduled to fly between Portland and Ontario, California. Had to return to the airport after a plug-covered and unused exit door went flying off mid-flight, leaving a gaping hole in the outside and prompting an emergency landing. No one aboard the flight was injured, thank God, and the 63-pound door plug was found by a Portland teacher in his backyard Sunday. Once the craft landed and was safely evacuated, maintenance crews went to retrieve the black box, but found the audio was overwritten because the circuit breaker had not been cut. Sorry, what? We have nothing, Homendy said. A clearly frustrated NTSB chief said the agency has investigated 10 other near hits, involving commercial flights over the last 6 years where the flight recorders had been overwritten. So this has been an ongoing problem for 6 years, and nobody has remedied it. Cool. Most harrowing was a 2018 incident where an Air Canada, oh God, it's terrible airliner. Okay, if you're flying in, on, and around Canada, don't fly WestJet, never Air Canada. It's terrible. Came within 60 feet of landing on a taxiway at San Francisco International Airport, which contained 4 other planes packed with a total of nearly 1,000 passengers and crew. Yeah, I'd like to know the demographics of that flight crew. Just wondering. Homendy said that such incidences highlight the urgent need to increase the black box recording threshold from 2 to 25 hours. Yeah, that makes sense, which the NTSB has been pushing for since 2018. Holy shit. Been going on for that long, huh? And you still haven't fixed it. Well, is this going to end up triggering any discussions? Can we finally get to the bottom of this? In November of last year, the FAA announced a new proposed rule that would require cockpit voice recorders to capture 25 hours of audio, but Homendy points out the rule, if enacted, would only apply to newly manufactured aircrafts, and therefore would not have affected Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 or any of the other near disasters she referenced. Oh, just for the new stuff. That aren't going to become the usable stuff for at least a couple decades. Cockpit voice recorders aren't just convenient for the NTSB or FAA to use in investigations. They're critical in helping us accurately pinpoint what exactly the hell is going on. If the communication is not recorded, that is, unfortunately, a loss for us, a loss for the FAA, and a loss for safety. The information is key, not just for the investigation, but for improving aviation safety. Homendy said that the NTSB was calling on the FAA to change its proposed rule to include retrofitting existing aircraft with the capability to record for 25 hours at a time. I wouldn't think that would be all that difficult to achieve, but I ain't no plane maintenance supervisor. Clearly, Alaska Airlines doesn't have one either. If the FAA won't do it, we hope Congress will take action, the FAA reauthorization bill, to ensure that it does. And yeah, I've seen Dick Blumenthal was out there making some stink about something, but that lump of shit, he's not really good for anything except for bloviating. So if I see anything manifest, I'll perhaps do an update in some form or fashion. Following Friday's incidents, all 737 Boeing MAX 9 jetliners used by Alaska and United Airlines were grounded by the FAA for inspection on each one, resulting in hundreds of flights cancellation over the weekend that are still going on right now. All Boeing 37 MAX airplanes worldwide were grounded between March 19 or 2019, sorry, and November 2022, after two fatal crashes involving the craft in the Indonesian Sea and Ethiopia, in which 346 people were killed. American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, United Airlines also had to ground 64 of their 737 MAX planes in their fleet in 2021 because of issues with the plane's electrical systems. They're not all that important. They just monitor pressurization, just keep everything all afloat. It's not that important, but what the hell is going on over at Boeing? I seen the CEO was like, we take responsibility for this. It really is our problem here. Okay, we're the ones to screw up, not Alaska Airlines or anything like that. But what the hell, man? Okay, aside of your flight, I kind of like flying. It's been a while since I've had the opportunity to fly, but maybe it'll be coming up in the near future. Who really knows what specifically is going to be out there? And I know a lot of people are going to be shook by this and, oh my God, I'm not going to want to be out there anytime soon. But in actuality, these things are so rare that it's still, air flight is still the safest way to travel. That is, of course, we start to get more DI hires, then I'll be sticking to the train after that. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.